the next CEO of Disney is expected to be revealed next month. We talked about who's in the running. This is from the LA Times entertainment section. I'll bring this up, Alan.
Yeah.
Um, it's I mean, uh, Bob Iger, he kind of left and then didn't really leave. So now there really is like who is going to run Disney? Uh, go ahead if you would from the
Yeah.
LA Times.
All right. Disney is expected to name Bob Iger's successor next month, marking one of the most consequential decisions in the company's 102-year history, given Disney's troubled history with CEO succession. The board is under pressure to avoid another failed handoff that could destabilize the company again. Disney can't afford another succession misfire. Unlike past transitions, Disney has placed the process in the hands of an experienced outsider, Chairman James B. Gorman, former CEO of Morgan Stanley, to oversee the transition. Gorman is widely respected for executing a smooth handoff at Morgan Stanley after stabilizing the firm through the major financial crisis. Disney's board also created a formal succession committee, signaling a more disciplined and transparent approach than before. Four internal executives are competing for the role. Josh D'Amaro, head of Parks and Experiences, Dana Waldron, top TV and streaming executive, could be Disney's first female CEO, Alan Bergman, head of Disney Studio, and Jimmy Pitaro, chairman of ESPN. Each candidate brings strengths but also gaps. D'Amaro lacks Hollywood experience, while Waldron has deep media expertise but limited exposure to Disney parks, its biggest profit engine. CEO succession has long been Disney's weak spot. Bob Iger's earlier attempt to pass control to Bob Chapek collapsed amid internal conflict. Chapek's tenure was marked by pandemic disruptions, political battles in Florida, and rising streaming losses. Iger returned in 2022 after Chapek was abruptly removed, highlighting the board's instability. There have been all these starts and stops of succession. One governance expert calling it embarrassing for a company Disney's size. The new leader will inherit a company that faces multiple pressures: decline of traditional television, streaming profitability demands from investors, volatile politics and cultural scrutiny, rapid advancements in artificial intelligence. They need to protect and refresh Disney's core franchises and expansion of its theme parks, including a new Abu Dhabi resort. Disney must prove to Wall Street that its premium content, parks, and streaming strategy can deliver long-term value.
Here's the thing. I predict they're going to get someone bland, boring, and safe to run Disney. What Disney needs to catapult itself into the future is radical change from within. It needs to have what Elon Musk did to Twitter. They need done at Disney. Excise most of the people and root out the activists and get back to entertaining your core audience. Now, they are not Disney adults. Disney adults, putting your future in Disney adults, huge mistake. You put you target your entertainment, all your theme parks, your products towards families, because what you do by doing that is you create your consumers of the future. One of the greatest pleasures of my being a father to when my kids were young was showing them every Disney movie to re-experience it through their eyes, to take my kids to Disneyland for the first time, to watch, Peter Pan or Bambi or the Winnie the Pooh animated shorts with my kids. It was glorious. They have refigured everything to appeal to Disney adults, specific types of Disney adults. Huge mistake. And I predict they're going to get someone bland. Nothing will change, and everything about Disney will seem stale, while Universal is opening their epic, what's it called, the
Epic Universe.
epic universe, and just they've got your Mario Land. They are more in tune with what kids want now. Whoever they get is going to be bland, boring, and unless they're up for radical change, nothing is going to be fixed. Alan, you're not only a Disney fan, you're a historian. What do
Yes.
you think?
Let's
And you
let's
also,
talk about history for a moment. In the early 1980s, Disney was on the verge of bankruptcy. It was
yes,
on the verge of a hostile takeover, and they brought in this executive from Paramount in Michael Eisner. And what Michael Eisner did was he understood not only what the Walt Disney Company was, it was movies, television, and theme parks, but B, he understood that if this company were to grow and become a mega corporation, it was going to have to appeal to fans and families. And Michael Eisner came in and did exactly that. In fact, the weird thing was Touchstone Films. It was a studio run by executives who had a creative bone in all their bodies. Touchstone produced one hit after the other, and it was all about what do people want to watch, what will get butts and seats at the theaters, and they made those movies. And under Eisner's leadership, along with Jeffrey Katzenberg and Frank Wells, Disney became essentially what it is today, which is the biggest problem. What did Michael Eisner in was he grew Disney to such a big company. He shifted his focus and started protecting stock prices. He began protecting the value of his stock rather than continuing to grow the business. And then when Bob Iger came in through another hostile negotiation, he seemingly made all the right moves, but all those right moves were basically purchasing other companies. The only one right move he made was purchasing Pixar and putting John Lasseter in charge of creative. And we all know what happened then. So here's the question. The problem Disney has and continues to have is that whoever takes over is more of a PR move than it is a business move.
bingo.
That's why they're saying, which executive from within are we going to do? Well, which one of the executives has a vision for how to move Disney into the future, how to take Marvel into the future, how to take Star Wars into the future. Otherwise, they're just protecting stock prices, which is exactly what they've been doing for the longest time. The only thing in the recent years that has propelled the Disney stock price was Disney Plus. And I think they overinvested in that, or they overestimated its value, because it definitely made them a lot of money. It definitely rose that stock price. But since the collapse of the stock price, it's just wavered. But the stock price really, it grows enough to where people are happy, but in terms of vision for the company, it doesn't exist. And this list of people they gave us, I don't see vision in any of their in anything they say or in anything they, in their experience. Period. They are business people who run mega corporations, but they don't know how to grow one.
They might as well run Pepsi or Taco Bell.
Mhm.